Up next, the WHL Show with Gabriel Neumann.
Hi, welcome back to the WHL Show. Pretend I didn't just butcher that intro. I kept hitting the wrong thing. Hi, welcome back. I am so glad you're here with me today. Today I am basically just going to do a recap over the past week with the WHL, the current standings and current standings and player stats and such. And also if you tuned in last week, I started my Winterhawks presentation, and so I'm going to finish that today. I got cut off in the middle of it because I was live streaming, putting the live and live streaming for the first time. And so I didn't time the episode right, at all. So I got cut off in the middle of it. So we're going to finish that today, and I will do a proper outro as well. So I'll give you guys information on how to request what you see as well, because I kind of just in the middle of me talking or showing a video, I don't remember exactly how it cut off, but it was just right in the middle there. I also figured out that my camera was still on when showing you videos, so I'm going to fix that today. Don't worry about it. That will be fixed. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I am surviving. It's cold up here in Washington. I'm sure it's even colder farther north up in Canada. And just in general, I am from Texas, so I am not used to the cold just yet. I'm still getting used to that. I can handle heat really well, but not cold. I'm still, yeah, cool. I'm still adjusting. So yeah, welcome back. This episode, like I said, we're just gonna kind of recap the last week. I'll go over the standings and also the rankings and such, and then I'll show a recap of one of the games that was played last week, and I'll talk a little bit more about that once I get there. And then we'll finish that Winterhawks presentation that I made sure that I have enough time to do today, so I won't get cut off. Cool. We're just going to jump right into it. Again, thank you guys for bearing with me as I figure out the ebb and flows of actually streaming live rather than editing after I film. So if there's any awkward pauses or anything, you're great for sticking with me here while I get it. This is mostly live, maybe a couple minutes delayed. So if you're watching on Twitter or Boxcast or wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, etc., then it should be very close to live, maybe a minute or two off. So if you have any questions or want me to cover anything in this specific episode while I'm recording, feel free to shoot me a message or a comment, and I should see it. I have my phone with me right here, and I will be happy to cover that. So right now we are in week 7 of the week 7 of the WHL season so far. We have the Kia CHL top 10 rankings. They were released, and we have, of those 10, we have 5 WHL teams in the CHL top 10 rankings, and then 1 honorable mention. So the Winnipeg Ice are sitting steady at sitting steady at number 1 right now. And then the Red Deer Rebels come in at number 4, with trailed by the Portland Winterhawks at number 5, Seattle Thunderbirds number 6, and then the Saskatoon Blades at number 9. The Calgary Hitmen are an honorable mention, and that will be one of their games. Will be one that I'll show the recap for in just a moment, because they're a fun team to watch, and I didn't realize how fun they were until I saw them in person, and they're really fun. So we also got our player and goaltender of the week announced. Yay. So we have Riley Height of the Prince George Cougars. He was named player of the week with 9 points in 3 games. He had 3 goals and 6 assists. So 1 goal per game and 2 assists per game, averaging 3 points per game. So he was rightly so named the player of the week. I do actually have a feature with him coming up soon, where I did an interview with him, and so I will be posting a player profile for him very shortly, hopefully by the end of this week. Just adding some finishing touches to that, and then it should be up. I'm really excited for you guys to read it. I'm working really hard on it, and he is definitely a player that I'm very excited to watch this season, and also very excited to as the 2023 NHL draft nears, because he is definitely going to be a name in conversation. He was yeah, he's just doing really good, and I'm very excited to see how he goes, and I'm excited for you guys to read the feature that I have with him. For the goaltender of the week, we have Lethbridge Hurricanes goaltender Harrison Menigan, who was named goaltender of the week with a 1.00 goals against average, so 1 goal allowed in 2 games, and then a .963 save percentage, which is obviously very good. So congrats to him for earning that this week. Very proud. And that's awesome to see. Now we're gonna just go into leaders and the points aspects of things. I'm sure you guys are not going to be surprised with the names because they're pretty much the same as they were last week. We have points. Connor Bedard of the Regina Pats is in first, of course, with 43. In second is Cohen Zemer of Prince George, and he has 33. So he's 10 points behind Bedard. Goals is also Bedard. He has 18 this season. And then Kai Ushaz of, I did not write down what team he's from. I think it's Lethbridge. Hold on, no, I'm gonna confirm before I say something stupid because I know for a fact I looked him up and now I feel horrible for not knowing off the top of my head. He is Red Deer Rebels. Duh, sorry. It was one of those red teams. Red Deer Rebels. He's really great. So he is number 2 in goals right now in the WHL. Sorry for that. And so he is doing great as well. And then assists. Wonder who it is? Connor Bedard. Yet again, he has 25 assists. And then Lucas Dragicevic. I know I butchered that. I'm so sorry. Has 19 points. Sorry, not points, assists. He has 19 assists. And so he is right behind Bedard. Now for goalies, we have Austin Elliott of Saskatoon is number 1 for goals against average. He has a 1.55 GAA right now. And then excuse me, right behind him is the other Saskatoon goalie, who is Ethan Chadwick. He has a 1.90 goals against average at the moment. So both strong goalie tandem there for sure. And then we have the save percentage. Austin Elliott, again, of Saskatoon is number 1. So he has a .941 save percentage there. And then number 2, Braden Peters of the Calgary Hitmen has a .934 save percentage. So he is right behind Austin Elliott there. So that is super great. Now we're just going to go ahead and jump into the cool. Sorry. Yeah, great. So now we're going to go ahead and just jump into the recap of the one game that I chose this week. So and I basically I'm going to start a thing where I choose one game to show you guys a recap of, and then we'll watch that recap and then we'll talk about it a bit. So the game I chose this week was the game on November 13th on the Sunday. It was the Everett Silvertips versus the Calgary Hitmen. The Hitmen did win 6-3. And it was a very, very exciting game, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. I was there, and it was one that I think was a lot of fun to be in person for sure. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the clips so you can get a good idea of what I'm talking about here for the for how the game went and such. So hopefully I will not butcher the camera thing again. Here we go. Theoretically. Cool. So, as you can see, it was definitely one of those awesome, fun, high-paced games to watch. The Calgary Hitmen were definitely they're definitely one of the teams that I hadn't known much about up until this point. They're one of the teams that I really only saw stats wise, so I never actually saw them. I haven't watched a game of them so far this season, and so having that be my first impression was definitely something that was just a good first impression. They were very offensive, very strong, very good at keeping the tips on their edge of their feet. And the Silvertips are definitely sorry, Cat, are definitely a fun team to watch as well because of course they're the Silvertips home team, and the it was a homecoming for Jacob Bright, who was and Steel Queering got to play against his old team, the Hitmen, after they were traded for each other basically earlier this season, and so Jacob Wright was able to say hi to his friends on the tips, and the Steel Queering got to see his old team. Sorry for the cat. Gonna move her. So yes, fun game. Definitely something that I really enjoyed watching, and because it was a game. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Pepper, please leave. Sorry. Didn't realize she was in here. Because it was such a fun game, or it was my sister's birthday that we actually watched it on, and so obviously it was kind of a sad loss for us, but it was still a fun game to watch. Again, sorry about the screaming cat there. That's so sorry. Cool. So yeah, and then also if you guys want to see a specific recap of a specific game, then feel free to let me know, and I will happily include that game on. That's the game that we'll talk about. I won't only do like the Silvertips or the Winterhawks or whatever. So if you want to see a specific game, feel free to let me know, and I will for sure pull that up for you, and we will talk about those teams. Absolutely. Now, also one thing that I want to introduce, I don't know if it will stick, but we're going to give it a shot. I want to do a weekly book recommendation for you guys, but obviously hockey related because this is a hockey show. I know that it's not necessarily it's hockey, and I like to talk hockey. It may not be WHL especially, but I know WHL is covered in this book from time to time. I want to give my first recommendation as Game Misconduct by Evan F. Moore and Josephina Shaw. Very good book, something that I think all hockey fans should read, no matter what league you're a fan of, no matter honestly what sport you're a fan of. It's a very good dive into hockey's toxic culture and how to fix it, and something that should 100% be discussed. Just a lot of things. It's honestly kind of a hard read just because of the heavy stuff that is talked about, but it's 100% worth it, and I think that every hockey fan should read it. So this will be my first recommendation for this show. If you guys have hockey books, nonfiction or fiction, that you want me to recommend / read, feel free to let me know, and I will talk about that. And so I don't know if me recommending books will stick, but we're going to give it a shot because I love reading and I love hockey. So combining the two, super great. Now we're going to go ahead and finish up that presentation that I had with for the Winterhawks last episode. If you tuned in, you 100% saw the first half. So I'll show you here a little bit of what I had already. It was an intentionally bad presentation, and I covered who the Winterhawks were, their old logo and how it got changed to the new one. We talked about how their old jersey looked with that first logo, and then the new jersey, and then the newest jersey with the new blue colors and everything, which it's more of a gray, like a dove gray, which again, I really freaking like it, and I'm a big fan. Cool. And then after that, we talked about some quick facts about the Winterhawks. You can feel free to read that. But I dove more in detail about this again last episode, in episode 8. And then we went over the roster. So I'll just kind of breeze through the forwards, just kind of give you like a quick slide by slide. presentation of the forwards, and then we'll go to D-men because I did get cut off around the defensemen. So I'll just go through that. So for our forwards, we had Aiden Litke, Robbie from DeLorme, James Stefan, Gabe Clausen, Kyle Shazowski, Aiden Sotis, Josh Sekreski, Dawson Pasternak, Marcus Nguyen, Luke Shelter, Diego Battazzoni, Jack O'Brien, Nicholas Johnson. Perfect. See, super fast, super easy, not hard at all. They're great. If you want to hear me talk about those guys in detail and show their like draft reel, like their highlights and such and stuff like that, feel free to check out last episode. It was episode 8. I did start that introduction and went over them in more detail. Now we're going to go to defensemen for the Winterhawks. We have Josh Morey, who is 18 years old. He wears number 2 for the Portland Winterhawks. He has 1 point, it's just an assist in 9 games played. He was drafted 168th overall in the 2019 WHL draft. He obviously has yet to score his first goal this season, but being a defenseman, obviously more leniency there for all the defensemen. So we know it's going to come soon. Now, Ryan McCleary, I do have the video to show you. Again, because the way my presentation works, it's not the greatest and it won't let me show videos. I'll just share my screen again. We'll show you that video for you. Ryan McCleary is 19 years old. He wears number 6 for the Portland Winterhawks. He has 7 points, 5 goals, and 2 assists in 12 games played. He was drafted in the 2018 WHL draft, 107th overall, and was drafted in the 2021 NHL draft. He was picked 192nd by the Pittsburgh Penguins. So congrats to Ryan for that. That is incredibly awesome, showing that his hard work does pay off. And now we're just going to show you some of his highlights. Awesome. So as you can see, very good player. Very excited that he was picked by the Penguins last season. And not last season, sorry, it was 2021. And so, yeah, he's awesome and super proud of him. Now we have Rhett Ravendal. He is one of the rookies this season. He's 17 years old, wears number 14. He has he's got his first point already in 3 games played. It was an assist, and we're still waiting for his first goal, which I know will come soon. He was picked 83rd in the 2020 WHL draft, and we are excited to see what comes from him this season and in upcoming seasons. Now we have Mark Alsher, who is 18 years old. He wears number 26 for the Portland Winterhawks and has 3 goals and 1 assist so far this season. So 4 points in 12 games played. He was picked 26th overall in the 2021 WHL import draft. He is from Czechia. And so, Czechia. And so he is, ironically, he was picked 26 and he wears number 26. And so he was picked last draft year. So the 2022 NHL draft. He was picked 93rd overall by the Florida Panthers. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys his draft highlights. Awesome. So, as you can see, another awesome player, and really excited that he's here with the Winterhawks and coming over to play for us or for them. And so he's definitely somebody to keep an eye out for. I know that he is incredible. Now we have Ryder Thompson, who is another one that I have a video for. He is 17 years old, wears number 43 for the Hawks. He has 5 points this season so far in 11 games played. Also, it just occurred to me that I forgot to update these numbers. So these numbers have gone up because this was from last week. So I apologize for that. It just occurred to me that I did not get those points updated. My bad. So I'm sure that they have more now. And obviously their games played have gone up for sure. Ryder Thompson he was drafted 105th overall in the 2019 WHL draft. And again, those numbers are updated and or not updated, and I need to update them. So sorry about that. I know that was that's my bad. But yeah, so Ryder Thompson's definitely one to look out for. He was not drafted last year, but hopefully going into this next season, fingers crossed for him going there. I know he's putting in a lot of hard work, and I'm hoping that it'll pay off for him. Now we have Carter Sutherland, who is one of our rookies this season. He's 17 years old, wears number 59. He has 9 points in 14 games played, so he's doing really well. 1 goal and 8 assists, so he's already gotten his first goal, definitely making a name for himself, especially with 9. And again, this is outdated, so this is at the time of last Tuesday, he had 9 points in 14 games played. He is definitely... Oh, I completely skipped past Ryder's video. Oh my gosh, I'm doing great. So I'll finish Carter's thing, and then we'll go back to Ryder's video. So Carter is definitely a strong rookie this year. He's doing really good, and I'm very excited to hear his name. Updated stats here, got him right here. He has 16 games played, still with 9 points. So he's played 2 more games, still has the same amount of points. That's awesome. We're going to go ahead and jump back to Ryder's video because I'm so sorry. I forgot to show it, got too excited. And let's go ahead and show that to you guys. Awesome. Can I just say how much I love the Winterhawks draft reels, because like they go into everything. They talk about the their strengths and their season so far, and it's just, I think it's really cool. So just kudos to the team with the Winterhawks, like with the production team there, because it, first of all, it looks fantastic, and also it gives you a lot of information. Really good. I loved it. And now we're going to, here we are back to the presentation. We finished Carter's already, and now we are on to Luca Cagnoni, who is definitely one of my favorite players, and especially, or just this season and last season for sure. He is 17 years old, wears number 73. He has, at the time of last week here, you know what, I can just pull up his points like a cool person here. So at the time of last week, he had 14 points in 14 games played, 5 goals and 9 assists. and Elite Prospects is giving me a giant ad. So great timing. And right now, oh, perfect. His points have gone up. So now he has 17 points in 16 games played. So obviously getting a little more offensively there. He has 7 goals and 10 assists so far. So those have both gone up. And so now he's averaging over a point per game, which is really good. He did not have last season, because of his age, he did not have a draft reel, but of course I am obviously expecting one to come up next season as the 2023 draft nears. I know that in the episode 7, I want to say it was, when I brought on Area 51 writer Brian Del Favo, we talked a lot about Luca Cagnoni and how he's a super strong player and definitely somebody to watch in the upcoming draft. And so I'm very excited to, of course, I keep saying this, but I promise it's true every time. I'm very excited to see him and him grow into the player that he is already showing potential to be. I hope that makes sense. So if you want to hear me talk more about Luca Cagnoni, feel free. And also just the Winterhawks prospects, NHL prospects, more in depth, feel free to check out episode 7 of the WHL show, and I go more into that specifically with Brian. Yeah, awesome. Now we have Alex Thompson, who is another one of our one of the rookies. He is 16 years old, wears number 91 for the team this year. He has 1 goal so far, so he's gotten his first goal. Has yet to get, or again, as of last week, he has 1 goal and 0 assists, but that might have changed. Give me 1 second here. And again, that was in 7 games played. He was drafted 84th overall in the 2021 WHL draft. So definitely a new player, somebody to keep an eye on. Now he has 1 goal in 8 games played. So he has yet to rack up any more points. He's already played an extra game since last week. So that's awesome, and hoping the best for him this season. Now we're on to goalies, which obviously, if you know me, you know are my favorite players almost always. There's just something about them, freaking love them. They're just great. So first we have Jan Spunar, who is 18 years old. He is considered a rookie this season, and is his first season with the Portland Winterhawks. He wears number 31, which was actually Dante's number last season. And he now has that, which I think is actually pretty cool. And so he was drafted in the 2022 WHL import draft, 52nd overall. And I'm excited to see him over here playing with us. I am checking his updated stats because I am sure those numbers look way different now. Here we go. He has a 2.88 goals against average, and then a 0.878 save percentage. So it's gone down a little bit, but also he's played 7 games total, and he's a rookie. It's his rookie season. He's getting used to it. He's getting used to a new team, a new country, everything. So best of luck to him, honestly. And he's doing fantastic for everything that he's got going. He's amazing, and I am super again, I say this to every player, I'm super excited to see where they go this season, but it is completely genuine. Super excited to see where he goes. Now we have Dante Januzzi, where if you watch episode number was it 7? I might have misspoken earlier. I think I said number wait. Episode 6. Perfect. I was right. So episode 7 was where I talked about the Winterhawks with Brian, and the Rockets with excuse me. So sorry, my brain just stopped working. Wow. The Rockets with Matt, and the one of the people that we talked about obviously was Dante, but also I did talk with Dante. I brought him on episode 6 of the WHL show. So if you want to check out his interview, it's one of my favorites that I've done so far. And obviously he is one of my favorite players. So or he's my favorite WHL player. He's one of my favorite players overall. And so definitely check out that interview that I did with him. He, if you follow me on Twitter, it is like the first thing you see when you go to my profile. It's pinned to my profile at the moment. That may change in the future, but that's it for now. So right now he is in his 20-year-old season. He is an overager this season. He wears number 74, and we talk about that in his interview about why he chose that number. He's a big fan of USA Saros, which I think is just incredible, and I love that he was able to get that number this season. I'm looking up his updated numbers, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking for. He was drafted 99th overall in the 2017 WHL draft, and has played with this season. He's had his eye on being the starter since he came to Portland, and I am so glad that he's gotten that this year. Here we go. Awesome. So his save percentage, his goals against average did go down. So it was 3.55 at the time that I made this presentation, which was a week ago. And then now it is 3.28. So gone down. His save percentage has also gone up. So it was a 0.874 at the time of making that presentation, and then now it is a 0.881 as of Tuesday, November 15th at 7:34 p.m. So he is definitely somebody that I could go on and on about why he's my favorite player, but I'm gonna spare you today. I'm sure you heard that in my episode with him. I rambled a lot. And so if you want to hear me talk to him and also me talk about him a lot more, feel free to check out episode 6 of the WHL show. Now, the video that I'm going to show for him is a video that I actually made myself, and it is one that so toward the end of the last season, I made a couple videos for a couple players. I think I made one for Luca. I made one for the overagers, who I'll briefly discuss in a second, for last season. And then I made one for Dante, and I think that Dante was my best video. I'm the most proud of it, so I'm going to show that to you guys, just because I think it's a pretty cool highlight compilation of him, and it has cool music and stuff, and I think it's fun. And also, obviously, because his number was different last season, the number is outdated. So at the end of this season, I'll make a new one, so it's up to date. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you the Dante video that I made last season, and hope that gives you guys a good look at who he is as a player. I am very proud of it, if you couldn't tell. I I hopefully I won't get copyrighted either. That's a joke. Yeah. So thank you for watching the video. So I really enjoy him as a player, and I love watching him play, and I love seeing everything that he does. He's just a really good guy, both on and off the ice. He's just incredible all around. And so yeah, he's really great. Now the overagers, which I did not include a slide for, were Clay Hannes, Cross Hannes, and then Taylor Gauthier. And so I did, I don't have it on me actually. Maybe I do. Here, I'll search for it while I talk. They were the overagers last season, and so they were definitely players that I really enjoyed watching. I know Hannes, Clay, Hannes is with the Red Wings. Clay Hannes is with the I think he's with the Penguins affiliate right now, and then Gauthier same for the Pittsburgh Penguins. They are awesome players, and I am trying to find. I don't remember if I had the video for them. I know I made it, and I posted that. It looks like I'm just talking to nothing, which I kind of am, but we are. Looking for. If I don't find it, then I don't find it. It's all good. I just thought it would be worth a shot to look for. But they were a lot of fun. Clay Hannes honestly was one of my favorite players last year by far. He was somebody that I really enjoyed watching, and seeing him when he seeing how the Hawks played when he was scratched versus when he wasn't, sorry, words stopped working for a second. Seeing how the Winterhawks played with versus without him last season was just something that I thought was very interesting, because he was 100% a big leader for the team and somebody that the team relied on for sure. And so seeing the leadership team come into their own this season with Gabe Clausen taking on the captaincy, and stepping up there, he's definitely filling big shoes. And also, of course, Cross Hannes with the, okay, I'm not finding the video. That's embarrassing. So sorry. But yeah, Cross Hannes, who obviously was a very high point, Cross Hannes was not, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm tired. I'm so sorry. Cross Hannes, he's not playing with the team this year. He was not one of the overagers. What am I thinking? Jaden DeRoe. I'm sorry. Jaden DeRoe he signed with the Tampa Bay Lightning with the Bolts. Cross Hannes, I don't know why I said he was an overager. I know for a fact he's not. Don't come for me. I know. But he's one of the players who is not with us again this year, just like Tyson Kozak, who wasn't necessarily an overager, but because of how good he is, he, of course, is developing higher up. Jaden DeRoe is the the second overager from last season, and of course he was another player that was awesome to watch. And then Taylor Gauthier with the Penguins, or signing with the Penguins and everything. So definitely some strong alumni, some strong, very strong roster this year. Obviously doing great things, doing incredible things, and making great strides. And this presentation is not updated. I swear I changed it, but it's not showing it. Their next game is against the Everett Silvertips, which is on Friday, November 18th. I think that's right, November 18th. And I know that they have a game tonight, actually. So, and I think they're playing like literally right now. So yay, go Hawks. And yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and attempt to wrap this up. I know this episode definitely got a bit longer than I usually go for, but also I had a fun time talking hockey and all that fun stuff. If you want to see me do a presentation like I did with a roster breakdown of another team like the Cougars or the Regina Pats or whoever, feel free to let me know, and I will happily put together one, and we'll do a deep dive into each player there, show their highlight reels, show who are talk about the prospects for the next draft, talk about their rookies, talk about their leadership team, things like that. You can also, again, recommend me hockey books to read, either fiction or nonfiction. I'm super open to both. Love reading, love writing. So feel free to send me those my way as well. If you want to see a player featured on the show, or even a coaching staff or whoever, if you want to see a player or a staff member for the WHL or for one of your favorite teams, feel free to either message me, tag me on any social media. There is also a link in my bio on Twitter that will lead you to a request form, so you can fill out an actual like official form there to get everything to get that request in, and then hopefully I will pull all the strings necessary to get that together. I am working on getting a couple interviews and guests lined up for the next couple episodes, so it won't be just me talking to you for 45 minutes to an hour. I promise it'll be actually players that you guys want to see. And again, thank you guys for bearing with me as I figure out the ebbs and flow of the show and the different formats here. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. Again, keep an eye out for the Riley Height feature that I have coming up that will be published on Area 51 Sportsnet. And check out my Twitter and Instagram. I think it's mirrored, so it should be here for you guys. And send me any messages you have, any questions, any requests, anything. Super excited. Yeah, you guys are great. Thank you so much for tuning in for however much you may have watched, and feel free to tune in next week when I come on again next week. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.